On this episode, if you thought Mean Girls was bad, wait till you see Mean Girls with magic. We watch The Craft, and you're listening to Geeked Out.
Popcorn in our hands, ready for the show. From the classics to the blockbusters, we're always in the know. Throwing references like confetti, we keep it real. Geeked Out Podcast, we to make you feel. We're the critics you can trust.
Hey, everybody, welcome into another episode of Geeked Out. My name is Kyle,
And I'm Juan.
and in this episode, we are rolling on with our Spooktober, Spooktacular, whatever you want to call it, run in October as we lead up to Halloween. For this episode, Juan, you had the pick, and you had us watch The Craft.
Yeah,
This movie was originally released May 3rd of 1996.
really.
Yeah. Odd. I mean, it's a little.
Why not October?
It's always odd to me when you
Horror
really look.
movies or
Well, yeah, you look at some of these horror movies or thrillers, whatever you want to call them, and it's like it would make so much sense to have them released in like August or September, leading up to October, but they came out in April or January or May. It's like it doesn't make any sense.
yeah. Well, I mean, the horror movie people just there's so many of them being made that if you just put all of them in October, it'd be insane. Even then, in the '90s was a decent amount of horror movies.
True. Well,
So
even
maybe that's why I couldn't tell you. I mean, and this isn't. I guess you couldn't. You would. I mean, it's not a straight horror like a slasher or a traditional Halloween movie, but it is. But maybe now we consider it. But then they probably didn't think of it that way. I don't
well,
know.
talking about releasing horror movies. This is a off topic for a second, but releasing horror movies in a time that like at a time of the year that doesn't make any sense. I just looked it up real quick. Released the exact same year, starring two of the members of this movie. Scream. You want to know when that came out? Merry fucking Christmas. That came out December 20th,
96 or 97?
96.
Mm.
The same year. Why are you releasing a slasher movie 5 days before Christmas?
I guess because it's in the summer block, so maybe they just coined this as a summer successful movie. Like they figured that it was going to make a lot of money, and I
It
guess back then the most people go to the movies was the summer.
it did not make a lot of money.
Well,
It had it had a budget
that was
of
their plan.
it had a budget of 15 million, and it brought in a worldwide box office of just 24.8. Now it made money, but if you're releasing a movie in the summer, you want a bit more than that type
Yeah.
of a return.
You know what we should do for the future is look up how much it made in like VHS and DVD sales. Because a lot of movies, that's where they made
They did, yeah.
their profit, you know what I mean? Made their profit and even more based on that. And it a lot of the case it's because they didn't make so much money in the theater. Like I know Grandma's Boy, for example, didn't make that much in the theaters, but it's one of the most it was very successful in VHS sales
I
and
saw a
DVD
th-
sales.
I saw a thing when it was something about Nick Swartzen was doing an interview, and he said that he met the former CEO of Blockbuster, and the CEO told him that Grandma's Boy was their most stolen DVD ever.
Hmm.
But yeah, you're right. Some of these movies come out in theaters, and the the studios and everybody thinks
They
that they're going to
are
be these
flops.
massive hits, and they do nothing and go nowhere. But then 5 years down the road, they become these phenomenons that everybody wants to watch, and everybody wants to own it and be a part of it. And for some reason, sometimes it just doesn't work out that way in the theaters.
You know, like the most famous. Do you know the most famous flop that became one of the most beloved movies of all time?
I feel like I've heard it. It's just it's not registering in my brain right now.
Shawshank. Shawshank flopped,
Yes, yeah, and that,
which is like considered a perfect movie for a lot of people.
and that's one of my favorite movies of all time. Aside from the prison rape, that's stuff that's tough to watch.
Yeah. That is a tough scene to watch, man.
Everything else about
That,
that movie is 10 out of 10. That scene, I like. I find the fast forward button real quick.
but it goes to show you how brilliant that that scene is. Like to leave that much of an impact that you just want to skip it because you just don't want to experience that feeling. You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
just shows you how
There's another
they
movie
nailed it.
that has a scene like that. The
In this
the
movie,
no, in another movie the context is a bit different because it has to do with young boys in a juvenile home. It's the movie Sleepers. Um, but it's another scene just like that where I'm like, nope, can't watch this. Gotta fast forward. I love the rest of the movie. Gotta skip that scene.
yeah, yeah. I don't blame you. It's
But
uncomfortable.
it really is. But getting back to this movie, so as I said, I gave you guys the budget in the box office. It currently sits at a 6.5 out of 10 on IMDb. Rotten
Hmm.
Tomatoes, the critics have this as a 57%, making it a rotten movie, and the
Fair.
audience score is 65%.
Yeah,
So not great, but definitely not bottom of the barrel.
exactly.
The
An
movie.
enjoyable, fun little movie, but nothing
Oh, we'll get into that.
to preach about.
The
Okay.
movie was directed by Andrew Fleming. It stars. I got a decent list here, and these are some '90s standouts.
Not all you got to do is starring '90s actors.
Pretty much, it's
That's
starring Robin Tunney, Feruza Balk, Nev Campbell, Rachel True, Skeet Ulrich, Christine Taylor, and Brecken Meyer. The plot of the movie is a young girl new to a Catholic school befriends a coven of witches whom the other students either shun or fear. But when a powerful invocation goes wrong, the consequences could endanger their lives.
mm,
Now let's get into it. I had never seen this movie prior to this watch. You obviously had because you're the one who suggested it. So
it's been a
what
while, but yeah, I definitely seen this.
what made you want to? Because honestly, I was expecting you were gonna go like full on horror
I know
when
I was.
you had
I
made your
had a
suggestion.
bunch. This one was just I had a bunch of options. I just went with what I was feeling at the moment, I guess. And I guess I was feeling a little I wanted which in my life, I guess. I don't know. I used to watch this more when I was younger. 'Cause around in the spooky season, it was always playing on TV.
Yeah,
Uh, and I always made sure I watched it. And I did, 'cause I'm not gonna lie, there's a couple of my '90s childhood crushes in this movie, and was the driving force me watching this. My biggest motivator watching this was definitely the cast in this, and I didn't even remember much of the plot, to be honest, up until my rewatch. Uh, so yeah,
you know
but
what? So like I said, I'd never seen it before. But as I was watching it, I did kind of realize there isn't much of a plot. I mean, kind of the whole point of the movie is you've got the three witches in Feruza Balk, Nev Campbell, and Rachel True, who at the
yes,
beginning of the movie they're talking about they need to find their
the fourth.
fourth because they want to occupy the 4 points of a compass, north, south, east, and west, and that's apparently important in the coven of witches or something or other. And all it seems to be is they meet Sarah, who's played by Robin Tunney, and they decide to bring her in, and then it's just kind of like go from there. Like, oh, we're gonna use our magic to get revenge on people who hurt us, or we're gonna use our magic to improve our lives. It's not really like a typical we're going up against this group or this person or and like a back and forth. It's more just
No, it's very personal.
a very contained story with these four characters,
Yeah.
which I appreciated. Now, this might shock you, having never seen this before. I assume you're assuming, given some of my track record recently, that I didn't enjoy this movie. I actually had a whole lot of fun with this movie.
Yeah.
It was not great.
Yeah.
Now,
No,
but
I never said it was.
no, I know, but it was a lot of
It was
fun.
fun. Yeah, yeah.
Um, I wasn't crazy on the first, I'd say maybe 20 minutes. The editing and like the jump cuts were very confusing to me.
That's a very beginning. Yeah,
Yeah.
it fucking just caught you off guard. And it
Well,
kept
like
happening.
because I mean, like all of a sudden, in the one part is you see Sarah, Robin Tunney's character. She's going out. She goes out with Chris, played by Skeet Ulrich, and it shows them like kissing on a rooftop. And all of a sudden, she says to him like, "Oh, I don't think I'm comfortable with this. I think I'd like to go home." All of a sudden, smash cut to the what apparently is supposed to be like the next day, and he started all these rumors that they had sex. And then she approaches him, and he's like, "I don't want to talk to you. Get away from me. You're obsessed with me." I'm like, "What did I miss?"
A
I'm
whole
like,
lot of setup. A
I'm
whole
like,
lot
is
of
that was
setup
there
and
was there a scene
development.
missing? Because I will say this. So I originally went to start watching this movie on the Crave app.
Okay, you got that. Nice.
No, but here's the thing. So when I looked at IMDb, it says the
Oh,
movie's an hour and 41 minutes. Okay?
yeah.
When I went to Crave and hit play, I was about 5 minutes into it, and then I paused it for whatever reason, and the ticker at the bottom of the screen said the total time of the movie was an hour and 25 minutes. And then all of a sudden, as Skeet Ulrich is talking,
Wait.
I vividly remember he used the word asshole, and it was like censored. I was like, is this a censor? Like, how did this is a censored version
That
of
would
this
have to
movie?
be.
And apparently they cut like 15 minutes out of it. So I had to go on
Oh,
to my IPTV that I use and find it. And sure enough, I was like, okay, here it is, an hour and 41 minutes. We're good to go. And I was like, thank God I only watched a couple minutes and didn't make it to the end and realize I'm missing some.
edited.
Yeah, I don't know what
What
it
the
is.
fuck is edited out of that?
I don't know because I even looked at it. I said this movie
The racism?
that's even only a one comment. It's granted it's an unfortunate comment, but that's not 15 minutes of a movie.
And it was a funny comment anyway. She didn't even say it
um, but I was like, what is? Because I even looked up on Google, and it said the MPAA rating for this movie was rated R. I don't know how they got rated R.
right. The blood.
I don't know because I think they only I don't even know if they use the word fuck in this movie.
It had to be the blood then. They're really weird when it comes to blood and how they're quick to put that R rating if there's enough blood in it.
Yeah,
Probably why.
I was kind of blown away. So
Even though there's not that much,
no,
but
I mean,
still, that's
but
the only
but needless to say, I was able to find it and I was able to
maybe the
watch the
satanic nature.
maybe, but I was able to find the actual full version, thankfully, and was able to watch that. But yeah, that was a really weird occurrence. That
Yeah, that's weird. Crave.
yeah, because I mean, not to say, I mean, I like the app. I get a lot of use out of it. But there are other things on there that I'll go to click to play, and it's only in French.
What?
Like I went to
You're
go watch.
Canadian. Do you not know French?
No, So you know me, I'm a big wrestling guy. I went to watch some
Oh
WWE.
yeah.
I went to watch some WWE show on there, and all of a sudden I turned it on, and they're speaking
Fucking
French, and I
French.
was like, oh, I got to change
Huh?
the language. Well, there's no option to change the language. That specific show is only broadcast on that app in French.
What? Huh?
It
That's
was
weird.
it was weird, but
That's weird.
side conversation aside, needless to say, like I say, I was able to actually watch the movie. Um,
It's good.
now
And you had fun with it, huh? That's
I
good.
did. I had a lot of fun with this movie.
Now, is it? Did you have fun with it because of the nostalgic feeling? I don't know if you felt nostalgic, but I know I did.
So
It
looking
definitely,
back,
this movie is 90s in all capitals.
like when I watched it, I wouldn't say nostalgic for the movie itself because I hadn't seen it.
No, 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 no. But
But
just
there were a lot of
nine. Yeah.
things that I did see that I did get nostalgic for. One of the things I did think of. So when you were in high school, did you go to a Catholic school?
I did.
Did you guys wear uniforms?
Yeah.
Did you wear ties and blazers?
No. Not.
That that
I went.
was that was one of the things when I saw this when it showed up. Um, when she goes to school and all the guys are wearing ties and blazers and this and that, and I was like, oh, so this isn't just a Catholic school. This must be like a Catholic private school.
Or maybe that's how they do it in the States, or what some of their Catholic school. I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like wearing a blazer in the California sun.
Is that where they are?
I think so. Yeah, because she says she moved from San Francisco
San
and then
Francisco
she's
to
somewhere else in
California?
California. Like,
Okay. That makes sense. It had definitely that vibe. I just didn't know. I just didn't catch where they were.
and I don't know. I could be way wrong. I don't know much about Andrew Fleming, the director, but when the very beginning when it shows the three girls and they go to Nancy, who's Firuza Balk's character, when they go to her locker, she has a fucking fully formed noose. Did you notice that in her locker?
No,
Like
no.
it shows her grab it and like almost lean away from her locker holding onto it as if it's like attached to the top of her locker.
Yeah, maybe I didn't notice that it was in there.
Number one, what the fuck are you doing with a noose in your high school locker?
It's to show that she's crazy.
I also kind of took it as a bit of an homage to another high school movie, and I could be way off. I have no idea, but the only other movie I can remember that seeing something like this was in Bender's locker in The Breakfast Club.
Maybe
He had a noose in his locker. Now
that could be it.
again, that could be
Yeah,
me
it could,
grasping at straws. I don't know, but that was kind of one of the first things I thought of when I saw it.
yeah. Oh yeah. Maybe it's an little Easter egg there.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, but so the as I said before, these three girls want to initiate, indoctrinate, bring Sarah into their group. And the way that they first see it is this is some real magic shit. Nev Campbell looks over in the middle of French class and she has a pencil resting on its point and slowly rotating on her desk without touching it. And somehow, in a class of probably 20 other students, nobody is noticing this.
Right? I would. I'd be like, what the fuck?
Well,
That's why I know there's not that many black people in that school. They would have pointed that shit out immediately.
I would have looked over and been like, do you have that like stabbed into your desk? Oh, no, you don't? Then what the hell is going on?
Why the fuck is that shit just floating in the air moving? Twisting. I can hear it moving. But yeah, yeah. Thankfully, only one person noticed, and it's the one person that is also into the witch light.
Yeah, the one who notices happens to be the one
So,
who's gonna advocate for bringing her into their group.
But she did. She was the one that predicted that the fourth was coming that day. So
No,
hey,
you,
hey,
that's the other thing. When she said something's gonna arrive, I couldn't believe this line because it stuck out in my head and my jaw almost hit the floor. Because
well, well,
it's like she shows up and she says she read in an almanac that something would arrive today, and Firuza Balk says something about, yeah, I think I'm getting my rag. I was like,
yeah.
good God.
And she's on the rags.
Now, this is going to be a thing. So obviously, we have these three main characters. Why do we get a backstory on two of them, but not the black girl?
Because you know why? Because the other girls, they're misfits for a reason. And for her, she's the misfit
Because she's black.
because she's black. She's the only one around. So, giving her a backstory, it would be not, what are we doing? We're just
Be
following a normal girl. They'd
it'd be redundant.
be like, what are we doing? No, there's nothing interesting about this chick but how it's her goddamn skin color.
Good Lord. So
So,
the
anyways,
because the
yeah.
back because the backstories we get is Firuza Balk. Her her mom obviously has this boyfriend, husband, whatever he is. He's a step parent of sorts to her, and he seems to be a drunk and abusive and really overall not a good person, not a good situation for her or her mother to be in.
A little pervy too, right? And you're like,
Yeah.
pepper.
He So I recently just rewatched Rob Zombie's
What?
Halloween, and it reminded me a lot of the way William Forsythe is in that movie, where he's like commenting on like how attractive the teenage daughter is,
Oh,
and
Jesus.
oh yeah, it's. I mean, that movie I expect it because it's Rob Zombie. This I was like, okay, that's pushing it a little bit. So
Yeah, but the 90s, there
we,
that
we
type
say
of
that.
character was a lot.
Do you notice we say that a lot in excusing things? It was the '90s.
Well, when it came to writing characters a certain way, absolutely. And this was it's a bit of a trope when it comes to like the type of teen that, is troubled and
Yeah,
especially a young lady. You're definitely gonna it's only a few options as to why, a young lady, a teen girl is going through things that they could write, and that was one of the avenues, right?
yeah.
And they gave her other ones too, like being poor and all this other shit, crazy mom and stuff.
Well, so that's her backstory, but then Nev Campbell gets half a backstory in that
Half a
she,
back.
well, yeah, she gets like because you see her and like I said, you're in the middle of California. It seems to be near the beginning of the school year, so we're talking September, maybe moving into October. It's not super cold, and she is constantly wearing these big, heavy sweaters or parkas, and you find out
Yeah.
that she has all these burn scars on her back, but you never learn why. And I get that it doesn't really matter why she has them, but I
She's not
think
mentioning it at all.
I don't think so because I kept asking myself during the movie, why are they not like, because you fight, so you see Firuza Balk with a mother and a stepfather. You see Sarah with her dad and her stepmom because her mother passed away when she was giving birth to her. You only ever see Nev Campbell's mom. So as I was watching it, I was like, oh, maybe her dad died in a fire saving her, and that's how she got these scars. But they never go into it. It's just kind of left open as to just, yeah, she has these burn scars that cover half to three quarters of her back, but we're never going to talk about it.
Yeah, they didn't feel the need to. dive further into that. She's got scars. Hey, that's all you need to know.
And I mean,
Let's fucking go.
for a movie that's almost 2 hours, you could have just dropped a line in somewhere, even if it was when they're first introducing Sarah to the group. Like, even if she said to her, like, "Oh, why do you always wear like a sweater? It's warm out." And then even if it's one of those things where like she doesn't want to talk about it and walks away, and the other two are like, "Oh, this is what happened," and she doesn't like to talk about it. It's a sore subject, or
Yeah,
like just
yeah.
some
A
kind
couple,
of
a couple
exposition
lines of
dump.
dialogue. Yeah, a couple lines of dialogue would have solved that for sure.
Yeah, you didn't need to
I
spend 20 minutes on it.
no, I need to bring this up. Okay, she felt like she was like unattract, like it just took away her confidence, right? And no, like no one. But then
That's,
when you really see the damage, it just seemed like it was upper part of her back.
I mean, that's high school though.
And I can understand. I
Like
can
you,
understand. But still, though, honestly, it's Nev Campbell at the end of the day.
no, I get that, but if you were to meet a
She would
girl,
have, she would still have a row of men.
well, like so
Rows of men.
you and I are in our late 30s. If we were to meet a woman, go on a few dates,
Well,
really find a connection, and find out that they had something like that, as an adult, you would move past it. As a
yeah.
teenager, I
See?
think it'd be a little more difficult, which I think is why she's so subconscious. And
I get it.
I
I'm
also
just saying,
think that
personally, as
no,
a
I know.
kid, I still wouldn't care. That's how much I had a crush on Nev Campbell. And even more so, rewatching, I was like, oh my God, it makes sense why I like this so much. She's
Dude, when she
fucking
co-
attractive.
dude, when she comes
So
in the
attractive.
classroom later in like the white t-shirt and the kilt, oh my god.
Oh yeah.
When
Yeah.
she has like her confidence level boosted, oh my god.
Exactly. I was like, holy moly, all right. But again, like, yeah, she is one of a few attractive people in this movie that, which kept me watching this almost every Halloween season as as a teen boy.
Yeah, like I said, I had seen clips, I had never seen it, but I can understand why that would be a big factor to rewatch the movie. Um, but yeah, like I said, we get no real background on Rochelle, who is Rachel True's character. Sarah, on the other hand, again, you only get part of the story because you find out. So you don't even find out that her mother died until later in the movie, but it's kind of hinted at when she unpacks her stuff and just has a framed picture of a woman, and you're obviously meant to believe it's her mom. But
Yeah.
then we find out much later in the movie that her mom actually died during childbirth, and her father is now obviously remarried. But then we also find out that at one point Sarah slit her wrists. They don't really talk about why. They just say that she did it. And it's brought up almost so nonchalantly. Like it's when the first time the girls are hanging out, they're just walking down the street, and all of a sudden Nev Campbell goes, "Hey, what's that on your wrist?" And she just goes, "Oh, I slit my wrists." Okay, guys, let's keep going.
Well, it was at that moment, well, they were on their way to go steal some shit. And
Yeah, their 5 figure discount.
then it was when she tells everybody what like, what happened to her wrist and shit. It was at that point Nancy wasn't really messing with her up until that moment.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, you're kind of broken like us." And then that kind of made her become more trusting of her, or at least more of a friend.
But from very early in the movie, Nancy, you can tell, is super jealous of Sarah.
Very
Because,
unhinged even from the start.
well,
Of the
you start to realize that these three girls, they do this stuff almost like a hobby. Like, they believe in it. but they do it more of like a hobby. And but then you look at Sarah, and she legit has like magical powers,
Yeah, she's like
like
Harry Potter. Like straight up, she's Harry Potter.
without the wand.
Exactly. When he was doing shit without the wand in the first movie.
Yeah, she like the pencil is the first instance of being able to see it, and then as the movie kind of continues, she explains to the girls that, oh, I've also been able to do this, or I found out that I could manipulate that, or and the one of the things I kind of enjoyed is she's like, it doesn't always work like I want it to, because she's like, there's been a time where I would say like I really want it to rain, and all of a sudden a pipe would burst in my room, and it would just be leaking from the ceiling.
Yeah.
But so when they go to this witch bookstore or occult store, there's a scene. So they're talking about they're going to go and steal this stuff, or oh no, they say they're going to go shopping, and Sarah says, "Well, I don't have any money." Cut to they're in the store, and she wants to buy this book and candles or whatever, and the woman goes, "That'll be $50," and she just pulls a 50 out of her wallet. I'm like,
I mean, maybe she didn't want to. Maybe that was for something else or something. You know what I mean? I
it's,
get it. I said the same thing. I was like, hey, you just said you didn't have any money.
it's
But
just,
maybe I don't know, man.
and the there's a thread going through this movie of some weird, creepy dude
Oh, with
who,
the snakes?
yeah, he just,
Stuff.
I mean,
But it
number
happened like the.
one,
Sorry.
well, I mean, number one, he shows up when they're moving in. She's looking through something, and he all of a sudden he's in
Just
the
pops up on her.
door holding a snake wrapped around his hand,
God, I'm slipping.
and obviously she freaks out, which she has every right to, because who the fuck is this guy? But then she
Right? Look
sees
at
him again later, and he starts chasing her down the street, and
Right? Talking
the,
crazy.
well, and then he gets hit by a car, and it's one of the most brutal
Oh my God.
car like.
I laughed. I laughed because they
uh,
should have cut it. They should have cut it at a certain
well,
point, man.
the camera is
Uh,
literally under the
come
car,
on.
and you watch the rear tire go over his head.
Yeah, I
But
mean, the
then,
dummy,
well,
dummy's head.
but the funniest part is it goes over his head, but then the guy continues rolling and puts his hands over his head, and then it's almost like he realizes, oh wait, I'm supposed to be dead, and just stops moving.
I was like, your fucking head would have been crushed, buddy. What are you doing? His head was underneath that tire. We saw it. We saw it
And there's not a drop of blood anywhere.
clearly on. I just seen it. I just seen this. And cut to this motherfucker's head is. Come on, all right. I laughed at that. That was pretty funny. I blame the editor on that one. I ain't gonna.
I agree. But I kept looking at this movie whenever they're at the high school. They're not necessarily popular, but it does have
No, not at all.
it has a very Mean Girls vibe.
Yeah, definitely. Especially when when they're walking down the hall and all the
When everybody
saying
like
their
parts the hallway.
POV. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
And
like Mean Girls, but for like misfit
it's mean
women.
it's Mean Girls for the emo generation.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Definitely a very emo.
It's the Mean Girls.
Yes. If this is in your top five favorite movies, you're definitely emo or had a phase, and you're into some shade of witch-like things like crystals or
And
tarot card reading.
and your favorite band is probably My Chemical Romance.
As in top three. It's definitely up there.
Now, we talked this a little before we started recording. So again, they go to this Catholic university, and it's, as I said, it's got to be a private school. Because number one, the uniforms, but number two, what kind of high school has a fucking diving team?
Oh yeah, that should have been my first clue.
My school, we didn't even have a swimming team. Now this is fucking like like diving.
Straight diving, with a whole coach and everything. Teacher seemed like a
And
coach too, but like a teacher, like more like a coach.
yeah, and Rachel True, she's on the diving team along with who we find out is racist Christine Taylor.
And that's Marsha. It's racist Marsha.
Dude,
All right.
what we will get we
It's
will get
racist.
to it. I literally
It's
said
racist
it out
Marsha
loud.
Brady.
There's a scene later in the movie I literally said out loud. She showed up and I went Marsha, 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 and
And honestly,
when she has the wig on later.
it seemed like she kind of was wearing a. I don't know, man. If you would have told me she was wearing a wig the whole time, I would have believed you. Just because of her hair, I don't know what was going on. It just didn't seem like something was artificial. I don't know what the fuck was going on.
Well, okay, I don't know. I don't think that the timeline would sync up, but I did make a joke to my while watching it. So
Was she in Friends when she shaved her
well,
hair? That
that's
would have been.
exactly what I'm. That's exactly where I'm going
Oh,
with
sorry,
this. No, 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 it's
sorry.
okay.
It just popped in my head. I was
So,
like, I seen her bald like before.
so what they do is these four go into the forest. They do some kind of ritual where they're the 4 points of the compass, and they talk about they each want something. Sarah wants Chris to like her. Nev Campbell wants to be beautiful inside and out. Feruza Balk wants the power of Mano, I think is what they call him.
Jesus.
And um, Rochelle wants. I forget how she words it, but she wants people. I think it's like she wants people who are rude to her or something like that to get what they deserve. And this is right after Christine Taylor. What I don't even remember what she says to her.
What?
What
Oh, she goes like a. It was like a Negroloid or something
I,
like that.
I thought she ended with like Zoid.
It's definitely like a Zoid, Negrozoid or Zoid or something. Whatever it was fucking wrong. It was stupid.
It
I ain't
was, but
never heard anyone call that ever before or after in my life. I'm like, huh?
I know I
I
did
would
the
have just
same
started
thing.
laughing. I started laughing if I was her. Like, you didn't even say it right.
I'm like
You're not even being a racist right,
you need to
Marsha.
go back to English class.
Right? It's like, damn, okay. Just straight up racist.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, it was. It came out of nowhere too.
And that's the thing. That's one of the big one, like a big flaw of this movie as is because all of the side characters are just one note, stereotypical, no complexity or depth at all.
But there really aren't
Which
that many of
it's
them even. There's Christine Taylor who's
exactly.
just racist blonde girl. There's
Yeah.
Brecken Meyer who's like jonesing to get to college so he can join a fraternity. Then he's got a friend with him who I don't even think they give a name to,
Oh yeah, the big head guy, right?
who he doesn't do anything.
He just says what he's backup support.
Yeah, it's almost like he just repeats what Skeet Ulrich or Brecken Meyer say. But
Exactly.
so once they do this spell, the way it affects Christine Taylor after what she said to Rochelle is her hair starts to fall out. And
Yeah, because she tied her hair with her hair, right? So I guess it had something to do with that.
yeah, it was I don't know. They never really explain the complexity of these spells. It's just a lot of chanting,
Yeah. Yeah.
but and chanting in
A
English,
lot
which
of
I would think a
a
lot of
lot of
spells would be like Latin or
a lot of invoking and these and those and fucking
and it's just and
the
it's and
power
it,
of.
And a lot of it is they constantly just repeat the same phrase like a mantra over and over again. And I'm like,
Yeah, that's
is that what a
exactly it.
spell really would? I don't know because I've never.
In that world, sure. That's how the magic, that's how the rules of magic work in that world. It's different everywhere. It's different in each
Well, but the
fictional tale.
so when it shows her hair falling out, I did kind of have to laugh a little, especially when she's in the shower and like the whole front of her head is almost bald. I did have to start laughing because I was like, "Hey, it's Bonnie from Friends." Now
Yeah, well,
I don't know
you
what the
left.
timeline was because I don't think
It
she
had to be that.
actually shaved her head in Friends because it was only one
No, that was a
episode.
ball cap. Her head was big as fuck.
Yeah,
No
there's
way.
no way.
Her head was big.
There's no way she would have shaved
Definitely
her head for one episode.
one. No, exactly.
But I will say that was the
No.
first thing I thought of when I saw her like that. And it's a little bit later when you see her and she's wearing the very obvious, like, Stepford type blonde wig. And that was when she came on screen and I just went, Marsha, Marsha, Marsha.
Yeah, definitely very martial art. But yeah, I mean, she definitely, I guess, deserved it. At least that's what the movie was trying to prove was her character.
Hey, you know
And
what?
almost everyone at first kind of had it coming, you know.
Compared to at least one other person, she got off light. Because, well, Chris becomes
Hopefully
like
she
a
gets to hear that.
love struck 10-year-old.
Yeah, like a straight mind control. He becomes like when it first happens, he becomes basically like a mind controlled person.
And they're laughing. Like when they go into the chapel and she's like,
Yeah, they're laughing.
yeah, carry my books. Oh, and carry hers too. Oh, and my purse. And just throws her purse over his neck. And the girls are giggling. And he's following them like a puppy.
Yeah, not. And you can tell he doesn't seem like he's in full control of what he's doing. He doesn't even know what he's doing. But he's
No,
doing it.
because even he looks over at his buddies and they're like, what are
What
you
the fuck are
doing? And he
you
kind
doing?
of mouths like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's his portion of the spell. Nev Campbell, miraculously, her scars disappear.
Yeah.
Christine Taylor loses her hair, but Firuza Balk's stepfather fucking dies.
Yeah, I had a feeling even I didn't because I didn't even remember that he died in this movie. I
I'm
had a
like,
feeling he was gonna die. He was too much of an asshole. When you're that much of an asshole in like a horror thriller movie, and you're like the stepdad, or you're done. Like
oh,
you're
you.
you count your
So,
fucking days.
some more of my random movie trivia, and it actually brings back to a callback that I referred to earlier. The guy who plays her stepdad,
He was in something else too. I was
he
like, he was in something else. He was an asshole.
he was in The Breakfast Club. He plays the janitor, Carl. After
Um,
bringing that up earlier with the noose, he plays the janitor in The Breakfast Club.
so maybe yeah, maybe the director definitely
Yeah, I don't know.
wanted to throw in. That would make sense. It's either a coincidence or he yeah. There's definitely
Yeah,
some Easter eggs in that movie. So yeah,
but
I would doubt it.
it's
Look into
funny.
that when you find it.
I'm going to. But it's funny. So those three seem to get off pretty light, considering one man dies.
True.
Like, that's a big difference.
But he had to die for that to for that her to get the money, which that's what she wanted.
But they didn't even know about it.
But yeah,
Which again,
yeah.
that scene where they're told, like obviously they live in a trailer. They're down on their luck. They're poor. They're when he tells them they got 175 grand, her mother goes from crying to laughing hysterically and like celebrating.
Hell yeah. And
I get that he was an asshole, but I'm like, that's quite the flip of a reaction.
Did you not care about him at all? At least
She well
not
she cared
nothing.
about him.
175,000 couldn't.
She cared about him enough to cry for 5 minutes and then cash a fucking check.
And right, and then like the next scene, they're in some crazy apartment, balling out of control. I'm like, hey, you didn't get that much money even for the 90s.
No, they're in this beautiful
Fucking,
they're in this beautiful high-rise apartment. She's got an entire jukebox
they're acting
that's
like they rich.
that's filled with only one artist. So obviously
Who?
it's custom. I don't even remember the artist. But
Uh,
one of the friends says the only artist in here is so and so, and her mom's like, yeah, when I was a little girl, I wanted a jukebox only filled with this artist.
boo.
Dude, we get more backstory on fucking Nancy's mom than we get on Rochelle.
Yeah.
What a slap in the face.
Right? I it always I always questioned why she was even part of this. Like, why would she even be friends with the other two?
Because you would think that
But
she's
because
on
she
the
is,
diving team. She's an attractive girl. You would think
very
she would
attractive.
fit right in with that, like the popular, with the like
You would
the
think, right? She'd fit right in. She doesn't have any weird tics or
no.
anything wrong. Hey, I guess she just, I don't know. Maybe she's just really, I don't know, man. Maybe she just was always into the witch like things. I guess. Well, we don't know. We weren't giving any much,
We
we
get
weren't
no
given any
backstory.
backstory. She doesn't mention anything about herself, really. So we don't know. But I'm gonna just assume she was always into that stuff, and that's why she orbited around those two instead of being the popular pretty chick, because she easily could have stepped into that role. I don't know. She was prettier than Marsha, to be honest.
I
She's
agree.
she's prettier than her. You know what I'm saying? So hey,
Yeah, I agree with
just
that.
yeah,
And that is the only thing that really would make sense. Um, you know what was the thing that was probably for me the most nostalgic, and it actually got me thinking.
soundtrack.
No, stiff as a board, light as a feather.
Oh yeah,
Dude, we used to do
yeah.
this at every single party.
I never did this. This was
Oh
like
my
this.
god.
I always thought this was the thing girls did at slumber parties.
No, dude, every fucking party that people would throw when I was in like
Oh yeah,
the late years of
I might
grade
have.
school, it was, oh yeah, we're gonna
Yeah,
try it every time.
yeah.
And I
I
just
think there was
you
like a party
yeah, you
that
guys did
I've
it.
seen girls do it. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, and I wondered, is this where that came from? Because I don't even remember when I was a kid. I don't even remember being referenced as to where. I just remember people being like, "Yeah, if you do this and just put your fingertips like under them and start chanting, it'll work." And there was no, like, I saw it in a movie or I read it in a book or it was just
Yeah, it was just there. It was just you just did it. Um, I want to say it's older than the movie, and the movie just
used it.
like brought it, yeah, brought it back being popular. But if not, it 100% came from this movie.
Yeah, it was odd because and then more magic
And I
after this.
remember, sorry, I don't know if you remember, but I remember like the marketing, or at least the trailer for this movie, and that scene was
Front and center.
like at least the one thing that you would remember from that trailer is that scene that they put in.
Yeah, I remember. I remember in the trailer, like the camera almost rotating around the three of them, and she's just floating like 3 feet off the ground.
Yep. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Because after that, they do some more magic where they try and change their appearance, and you get Sarah changing her hair to blonde. And not only does she have the ability to change her hair color, she has the ability to make her hair shitty CGI.
Terrible CG. Like it was a different like filter than the rest of like the scene. Like it would cut, it'd be like a different filter.
They could have
You
done
know what?
that
Like
practically by just having
contrast. I'm like, what the fuck? They keep switching to the other character than her. It's like a different color. What is
well,
going on? What's happening?
all she did was take her hands and push her hair back and it changed color to blonde. You could very easily put a blonde wig on her and do that practically and just use the editing to make it seamless.
Yeah, I thought she was gonna change her face. She was gonna turn into like an old lady or something.
But they thought, no, we're going to use CGI, which notoriously has always had trouble doing hair and animal fur.
It's the worst.
We're just going to do CGI where it's front and center.
Ugh, ugh.
It was so bad.
Yeah, and it's just, not the first case of very questionable and horrible CG. I'll bring one up later. I was just laughing.
Well, there was a lot of this movie I laughed at. I mean, when they do the invoking of the spirit, they call it on the beach. Number one, I was dizzy as shit watching this scene because it just rotates around them and then it goes to like a bird's
I
eye view
am the
shot.
guardian of the north, and I provoke the forest and the mother nature and the trees or some shit.
Well, and then I'm like, what is going on? All of a sudden, Firuza Balk is struck by lightning. Hard cut to black. They all wake
Yeah,
up. They all wake up on the beach, walk 20 feet,
50 whales.
and they're not whales. They're sharks. They're all different kinds of sharks.
Oh, the sharks? I thought there was like whales and
No,
sharks and shit.
there's a great white, there's a mako, there's a hammerhead,
I
there's
thought
a
I seen a beluga.
oh my god. I'm like, what is this? And then Firuza Balk goes over and she starts going, he did this, he gave this for me. I'm like,
Oh, she's crazy.
oh god,
She went
she's lost.
crazy at that point.
She was bad up until that point. That moment is when she just dropped right off the deep end.
She lost her goddamn mind. So she lost her goddamn mind. But that's because maybe that thing is in her. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe, but she, like I say, she goes off the deep end and she starts, her jealousy comes out and it's to the point where now Sarah's starting to be like, things are a little weird. I don't know if this is necessarily what I want to do. And then it culminates in Firuza Balk going to a party, disguising herself as Sarah to hook up with Chris. And then when Sarah comes in and catches them, she just pushes Chris out of a window with magic and kills him.
Oh yeah, well not before she has a fucking freak out
Oh,
crazy moment when she's shaking the fuck out of her head.
which one? She has about six of them.
Yeah.
And this was the
Yeah.
moment. So,
I
this
gotta
was.
say, I gotta say, as all the times I talk about, this movie being having a number of my crushes. If you watch this movie as a man or a boy or whatever growing up, and what's her name? What's her name?
Firuza Balk.
If she was your crush coming out of this movie, buddy, brother,
I
you
can.
just
I
you
can.
need some help,
I
man.
can understand people viewing her
There's
as
lots of people who are attracted to her
viewing
because
her
of this
as
movie,
well, but
man.
I can see people viewing her as attractive, but the way her personality is in the movie, attractive or not, run as fast as you can in the opposite direction.
Boy, boy, I wouldn't doubt it though. There's some dudes out there.
Well, I wrote a note when she does this, her little freak out, and then kills Chris. I the note I wrote was Bobby's mama was right. That Vicky Valancourt is the devil.
You're sorry? It's sorry. It's sorry. Oh shit. If imagine she's just doing that, you just talking to the chick and she does that, I would fucking sprint.
Well,
I would
it's
sprint
so that's bad
away.
enough, and then you start. Now it really gets heavy, where it's like the three because obviously Sarah wants to leave. She wants to
Makes
leave the
sense.
circle. The other two who have been like Nev Campbell and Rachel True, who have like Bonnie and Rochelle, who have
Yeah.
been super nice, super reserved this whole movie, all of a sudden now are acting like these narcissistic, selfish bitches because they got what they wanted, even though the witch at the store tells them that whatever you give out, you will receive threefold back at you.
Which
They
that
don't
isn't
listen to that one bit. They're like, no, we're invincible.
exactly. Which if that rule that's what you set up, what I mean, witchcraft, then that makes sense why only women use witchcraft. Because men would see it like, what's the fucking point of using this
Well,
if it's just gonna come back at me times three?
let's say if every positive thing that happens to you,
I'm good on that.
you're gonna have three negative things happen. Why would you ever do that?
Logically, you wouldn't. That's what I'm saying. That's why witchcraft is, in this movie, women would definitely would mess with it because they don't think so much with logic, especially in this movie. It's very emotional. Um, yeah, yeah, definitely. If I knew those rules, I would not touch
No.
that. And I don't know a lot of people that would.
So if so now that they know she wants to leave and they are not okay with that, the kind of culmination of this movie happens. We're pretty much at the climax of the movie when they tell her that her dad is dead on the phone, or they say there's something they her dad took a flight to San Francisco because he thought she was missing, and they say turn the TV on, and you see a news report about this plane crash that was their plane. Now I know you've seen this movie before. Did you actually think they had brought this whole plane down?
I think so.
Because what you end up finding out is what they actually did was manipulate the television to show a fake news broadcast, and her dad is actually fine. But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, in this moment, I thought they crashed that plane, and I was like, okay, it's bad enough you guys have killed two people. Now
Just
you're
feel
just
like,
downing an entire plane just to get revenge on this girl who was a part of your inner circle and wants out. That's
yeah. Well,
beyond insane.
yeah. I could see why the other two girls, um, they just got caught up in it. They got drunk off the power,
Well, I also think they're
and
terrified
they're
of
being
Nancy,
manipulated, and they were just, they were being corrupted by the power.
and
So
I
it makes
think they're
sense.
and I think they're
They were just
terrified of Nancy.
that exactly. It's all those things contributed to them just going with it, even though they didn't really want to, but they did.
Excuse me. Now,
Even though like the flip the switch isn't really, it's really abrupt and sudden.
well, the
You see why just because of their position.
yeah, I mean, when you find out at the end that her dad's still alive, I was like, thank God they didn't just kill 85 people, whatever, on a plane.
It's like her mom's dead and now her dad's dead.
And
God damn.
stepmom.
And stepmom. It's like, but that would make, you know what I mean? You see those type of tropes in movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not totally outside the realm of possibility that that did happen. You know what I mean?
Well, then they're trying to terrify her by. I mean, you think that they're real, but they're in actuality they're projecting these things. Her entire house is filled with snakes,
Rats,
rats,
spiders,
cockroaches, scorpions.
little lizard, little chameleons or
Yeah,
whatever the fuck they was,
it
little geckos.
like
Fuck were
these
they?
things are coming out of. You see a snake literally coming out of her bathroom sink.
Yeah,
They're everywhere.
all over the place.
And for some reason, her first instinct isn't get out.
No, she doesn't have those crazy, those good survival instincts, I guess.
Because, yeah, it, it's such a weird thing that she would rather confront them right then and there than try and get out, kind of regroup herself, and because then she goes down to the living room where they're waiting for her, finds out these three can fly now. Apparently, I don't know how that happened.
It happened in her dream.
Oh, that's
Didn't they
right. That
fly
was the
to her?
no. They start like levitating in the living room.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm just talking about that crazy scene.
The dream was off your
I thought that was
rocker
real,
too. At
but
first, I did too.
until they started like trying to kill her, like they got too into it. I'm like, no, it's a dream.
Well, yeah, they're like floating in the living room, and they're like, "Yeah, the plan is you're gonna kill yourself tonight because we can't let you just leave our circle."
Yeah,
So apparently, a coven is also like a cult.
yeah, I could see that. I mean, it's very, one is very
And
much like the other, just smaller,
and
less people.
I only watched this movie yesterday, but I already can't remember how she gets rid of Bonnie and Rochelle to leave it just her and Nancy at the end.
Really? You don't remember?
I can't. I no.
Really? No, she does, I guess, does an illusion onto them to make them see
Oh, that's right. In the mirror.
ugly versions of themselves in the mirror,
That's
and they
right.
just
Nev
run out.
Campbell's face
They're
is
like, I
all
can't take this
scarred,
shit anymore.
and Rochelle's hair is falling. That's right. Yeah, they just go running out the door, and you're left with a magic fight for dominance, I guess. Where
Supremacy.
is this the CGI you're talking about?
No, no. The one I was talking about, she was walking on water.
Oh, good God!
I was like, no,
When
no,
she
she ain't walking
when
on
she
water.
invokes Jesus Christ.
I'm like, bro, get this shit out of my face, bro. This
I
shit.
I thought you were gonna say when she slams the dresser against Sarah, and then all of a sudden she's looking for her in this pile of clothes,
Oh, that one.
and
That,
she like materializes out of nowhere.
first, first when I seen the pile of clothes, I was like, oh fuck, she's a Force Ghost now.
No, you know what?
Star Wars crossover.
It wasn't even Star Wars. What I thought of when I saw that was Tim Allen in the Santa Claus and going, "She's
Oh
naked
shit,
somewhere.
she is Santa Claus now.
She's
Or no,
naked
something
somewhere."
like right? Yeah, that's fucking funny.
Put on the suit, you'll have the magic powers.
Yeah, that's funny. But
No,
plot twist, she
good
did not.
and
She did
good
not disappear
prevails over evil.
with a super fucking kick to the chest.
Oh yeah,
It's funny too.
she
She
launched
just
her.
kept.
She launched her 30 feet in the air.
It's funny because she kept saying before she got launched, the other chick was like, um, saying talking about you will not harm me or anybody,
Yeah,
some
she's
shit, right?
binding. She tried to put a binding spell that she can't
And
hurt
as she's
anybody.
saying it, she's like, "Yeah, oh yeah, you could give me, you go, I can't hurt you with magic. Okay, I'm just gonna fucking stab you right quick with this
Yeah,
fucking
this ancient
very
dagger.
real knife. Ah, yeah." She gets fucking super kicked into a mirror,
Yeah,
and
she
then
she
yeah,
launches her 30 feet with that kick.
that was a crazy ass kick. Wait a minute, was that magic? Then wait a minute,
I don't know. She must not have skipped leg
where'd
day.
that come from? At all?
But that's it. You don't see any real resolution to that. You just immediately another quick quick cut to her like packing up the car, and you see the other two girls come and they're like, "Oh, we're really sorry about what happened," and then they're like, so obviously she's leaving town, so she's never going to talk to these girls again.
Yeah,
And they just go, we've lost all of our powers. Do you still have any of yours? And I think she says, I'm not sure. And then they just walk away. And as they're walking away, obviously Sarah still has hers. She uses her powers to almost kill them by dropping a tree branch on, like just miss them, and is basically almost like she's almost doing it like a warning, as to be like, if you guys do this again, I'll come back for you or whatever.
yeah,
Like I I didn't really I think it could have ended just like, you don't have to do that. You can just be like, "Yep, do you still have your powers?" I don't know, maybe. And then maybe she could have done something like, as they walk away, use her powers to lift a suitcase into the car. It doesn't have to be attempted murder.
exactly.
And Feruza Balk is in a rubber room in a mental institution, and she's still going on about Mano or Man something being inside of her, and the last image you see is her with her cut up face just kind of drifting off because they've given her a sedation shot, and roll credits. That's the movie.
Yep. Oh yeah.
And I mean, as I said, having never seen it, I wasn't. This isn't really what I was expecting it to be. I mean, I've pretty much covered everything. I'm ready to move into final thoughts if you are.
Let's see. Yes.
Okay. Well, so for final thoughts, you suggested this. I'm gonna let you take the lead on this one.
Yeah. No. I haven't seen this movie in a while. It was one of those movies I watched quite a bit around spooky season as a kid. Mainly because of the cast. After my rewatch, I I found myself having a lot of fun with this movie, despite its flaws. I still had a good time. I believe this movie, the best thing going for this movie is definitely the performances. It's definitely the big strength, and I'm definitely gonna butcher Perusa. Her performance is, if you've seen this movie, it's pretty iconic, and it's pretty terrifying, to be honest. Um, Definitely a masterclass in acting, showing just a completely unhinged, deranged person, uh, especially when they have power, and when that power corrupts somebody unhinged. Uh, those are the effects, and I think she played the part brilliantly. I like the atmosphere of the movie. Very goth, grunge. Um, it's very lots of use of shadows and darkness, and it's very gritty. The soundtrack again, it adds to that because it's very gothy and emo and grunge and all that stuff. Uh, the aesthetic, anyways. And yeah, like the movie has definitely flaws. A lot of the side characters, the few that they have no real complexity or motivation added to their character other than just being there as a one-note character. Um, the pacing is kind of a little dodgy, especially with a lot of the edits in the beginning of the movie. And uh, I just wish that there was more exposition in the dialogue, or at least the script. Uh, but besides all that, again, I did have fun. I did like this movie. This is definitely more than just like a typical teen movie. It's definitely for females. This is something that they would definitely relate to, or at least connect to, if you relate to any of the main characters. Um, I would recommend this movie. If you are a child of the 90s and missed this movie, I would recommend this. And if you are a young woman and yeah, you want a glimpse of the 90s and you find yourself a little bit of a misfit, or you are into like the witch gothy aesthetic themes in your movies, I think this is definitely a must watch. Um, I would re- well, I would say this movie is a 6.5 out of
Okay, I'm actually coming in right at the same spot as you are.
10.
Again, as I said multiple times, I didn't see this movie when it first came out, so this was my first foray into the craft. But overall, I had fun with it. It's again, there are, like you said, there are issues. The editing, the pacing is a little off. The CGI not great. The dialogue and the script writing isn't fantastic, but overall, it's fun. It's a fun movie to look at. It's just I wouldn't even consider it a horror movie. It's more along the lines of thriller, but it definitely fits right into this time of year and watching it leading up to Halloween.
Mhm.
And I would recommend this movie. I probably wouldn't recommend it to a full recommend across the board to everybody, but
Yeah, yeah.
I think that, as you said, if you're a nostalgic person from the '90s, I think you'd enjoy it. If you saw it back then, I'd say give it a rewatch. And yeah, I'm gonna give the same 6.5. I'm right lockstep with you where you were at with this movie.
Nice, 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 nice.
So that's gonna do it for this episode on the craft. For our next episode, it is my pick, and I have been kind of flip flopping amongst two movies, and
Casper,
no, it's not going to be Casper.
Edward Scissorhands.
Nope. So
Damn.
what I'm going to do is I'm going to have us watch one of my guilty pleasure
Oh,
uh, type movies. For this episode, we watched Female Witches.
oh my fucking god!
For our next
I
episode,
fucking knew it. You were gonna say, dude. This movie popped in my goddamn head for some reason too. Maybe because I was watching this movie, I was like, Oh man, because yeah, that's what it was. I wanted to do a segment where, or at least our next theme, it couldn't not even be the next theme, but we should do a theme of like young adult teen, our favorite movies, and there's tons of those in the early 2000s. So I guess this one is already checked off. You don't have to cover it now.
Well, this movie, I mean, personally introduced me to a.
This is like one of two movies that you talk about all the time.
This introduced me to Sebastian Stan long before he was the Winter Soldier. We are gonna watch 2006's The
Uh,
Covenant.
of course we are. Yeah, no, I'm looking
this
forward to it. I haven't seen it since
this
like
movie is terrible, and yet it is such a guilty pleasure movie of
uh
mine that I can watch it and just get so much enjoyment out of it.
it's a product of its time, man.
And
It
it
is
also helps that I'm a huge fan of Taylor Kitsch, and
what
this was
year
the
it came out?
first thing I saw him in,
Came out 2000 what?
2006.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. That was around that time. That's that Twilight era. Yeah, yeah, man. Yeah, no, I liked it. I remember watching it and I liked it because I was into those things. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Anything that had to do with like a cult or like towers or secret society or
yeah,
and it had pretty people in it, I definitely watched it. So
yeah. This is a male witch movie with starring pretty people.
I'll tell you something, people listening. If you ever have the pleasure of having a conversation with Kyle for longer than 10 minutes, I promise you he will bring this movie up somehow. This movie will be brought up. No, I'm really looking forward to it. Awesome. Nice.
All right, so yeah, that'll be it. So join us for our next episode where we discuss the Covenant. As always, we're gonna have our socials up in the show notes, so give us a follow on those. Excuse me. And until next time, thanks for listening and thanks for subscribing. Take it easy, everybody.
Peace.